Hi, my name is Dr. Jackie Cyrus, and I am from the University of Guam. Guam is a U.S. protectorate south of Japan and just north of Australia. This is Guam. I teach instructional technology courses within the School of Education, and I have been here since 2005. About 98% of my students are either in-service teachers or pre-service teachers. One of the classes I teach is called Educational Applications for Educators, where my students learn to use technology to create and enhance their curriculum. In this session, I will show you some areas in which pre-service teachers become acquainted and some of the tools that they learn to use in those efforts. People usually access the internet for communication and for information, but most of my pre-service teachers have knowledge in two main areas. One is word processing, and the second is finding online resources. So, in this session, we will ask 2 or 3 questions. First one, how do you teach your learners to be good and safe citizens of the internet? Internet citizens called netizens. Secondly, what resources can you use to integrate these important concepts into the curriculum for pre-service teachers? And third, what kinds of tools lend themselves to beginners but do not frustrate the intermediate or proficient technology user? Let's look at communication and information resources in the following areas: educational online games, digital safety, and cyberbullying. This webpage was created by one group of students who were reporting on an online game. They used a web page creator called Wix and completed their presentation, which included information on the game, the rubric, and as you can see, some images. Another source for online games is this knowledge adventure that has various grade levels and age levels for addition, subtraction, even up to geometry. Academic Arcade is for skill builders, and it's online and allows students to compete with themselves and compete with others. One of my personal learning networks is Pinterest, and this particular collection has educational online games from a variety of resources. There are probably 100 or so games on this list, from the simple to the absolutely absurd. The kids page offers usually K to 12 math problems, fun learning games that can be either in class or online. Educational games from the nobelprize.org group allows for a little bit more scientific or science-based gaming for students. Why would you use educational games in a classroom setting? Well, one of the things that online gaming does is allow for students to interact with each other, with the game, and with the content. So here is one website that shares some individual ideas about teaching with gaming and what kinds of things that students can access, how they can learn, not only about cooperation, but about being right and being wrong, and for that to be okay. Another educational site for teachers is a quick guide to how one can use games in an educational environment. This is also a great source for teachers learning how to use video and online games in an educational environment that allows students to compete but also to learn at the same time. My students have created a number of presentations over the past 8 years, and on this site are some of the better group projects. You will have access to all of these websites at the end of the session. So there are many reasons for including games in an educational environment. They liven up the lesson. They give students an opportunity to interact and to just have fun. This is one of the presentation tools that the students used to present their project on an educational game that they chose and that they found to be exciting and very interacting. So there are some other group projects where the groups presented their selected game and with an accompanying rubric in a presentation. And so I will share with you more about online presentations in just a few minutes. While we are busy showing our students where to go online, we must at the same time develop some awareness with them of what it means to be safe in an online environment. That's Not Cool is a site that all students, all teachers, and all parents should be aware of.
Hey, sweetie. Hello. Your real life social life is sitting right here.
My bad. I was just checking out something on my wall.
Really? Now? How about less wall time and more FaceTime with me?
You do have a point.
So, I've been thinking, I should know your profile password. It's not a big deal. We've been together for a long time now.
My what? Seriously? We're not married.
I think you're getting cold buttons and being a commitment phobe.
We're totally serious. I even changed my status to in a relationship.
I don't know, Brenda. If we're for real, then you should be okay with sharing things like passwords and text messages.
I'm not comfortable with the idea of sharing my password with Karen or anybody, but we are together and I do trust her. What should I do?
This is one of the main issues for adolescents, particularly middle school children, who don't know the limits of their newfound abilities to make decisions. That's Not Cool is an important site for all involved teachers and learners and parents to be aware of. Give some nice videos, some games, and some suggestions about where to go for help. a 5-minute film festival teaching digital citizenship. It's very short, so it could be interspersed into classroom activities. And there are several, some that are as short as 1 minute, a few that are a little longer, one that is 16 minutes, but easily interspersed into activities when digital citizenship is the issue. Several students have created some memorable group projects about digital citizenship, and I'll share this one with you a little later on when I talk about presentations. But again, these links will be available to you at the end of this presentation. Another site for parents is a guide to what cyberbullying is. Why is it important? How can you recognize when a child is being bullied? And what kind of steps can you take to eradicate? Some facts about bullying. In various states, it differs on what is bullying, teasing, harassment. Something I just learned last week, happy slapping. This is a site that is important for all parents and for learners. Included in this section on being an appropriate netizen is some information about state laws on cyberbullying. Some states have no laws. Guam is one of those that introduced laws against bullying about 2 years ago. Now that your students are all fired up about their new topics, how do you suggest that they deliver their presentations to their classmates? Richard Byrne is one person that educators should all be familiar with. He has Facebook and Twitter sites and shares information with educators about free technology tools. This is one of his pages in which he gives information about how you can create your own ebooks. A couple of students have created their books in a presentation mode. This is Issue. It is one of the nicer but free tools to use. As you can see, it takes up a whole page, and it can also take up an entire screen. You can input plain text, images, and it moves like a book. This presentation happens to be about cyberbullying, but the presentation tool is called Issue. So lots of opportunities to input images and text. JUMAG is an ebook that requires up-to-date Java and up-to-date Flash. It takes a bit to load, but once it's loaded, it is a really nice presentation tool. It's called JUMAG, and it turns very similarly to Pages. So this was a presentation by a math student who input facts and images and color-coded some things. And upon subsequent discussions with the student, he specifically created this class project for his students. And it has the sound effect of turning pages. A nice presentation tool. Wix has a couple of ebook creators. Although Wix is free, you need to create a free account in order to access them. This is one of their ebook creators. As you can see, there are 4 separate chapters that have a page. This has embedded graphics, and if you click here, there is an embedded video. So this is the first chapter. The second chapter is mostly text, but the second chapter has 4 different pages. And again, this was a presentation, and the group used this tool as their presentation tool. Chapter 3 likewise has 4 pages. And chapter 4, I believe, has an embedded video. I'm sorry, the review has an embedded video. And when the viewer clicks here, you have a test of your knowledge of this presentation. Some less fancy tools include plain, or not so plain, but free website creators. This one is Moonfruit, and my students used this as the beginning of their presentation and included an embedded video from one of their group members who was off island at the time of the presentation. Slide Rocket is a nice tool. Originally, as you can see over here, it was free. Later, they offered a 30-day free option. It no longer offers such.
Hi, this is Doris Kichicho.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Lloyd.
And we are Kappa Group.
What is Storybook Creator? It's a free online educational game that helps the kids learn core areas such as alphabet recognition and letter sounds to help prepare them for success in school. The game creator for Storybook Creator is PBS Kids from Super Y. Overall audience, children ages 3 to 6, also parents and teachers.
It is a nice presentation with lots of animation, incorporating the ability to incorporate text and images and video. A really nice tool. Unfortunately, it's no longer free and a little bit outside of the range of possibilities for many students. Wix offers. Many of us have already been introduced to Prezi. It is a nice animated tool that is still free. That also gives you a view of who some of my students are. Microsoft Word and Apple both offer proprietary pages. Microsoft Office and Apple Pages both offer proprietary options. In addition, Apple offers a free tool for its users called iBook Authors. Rounding out our presentation tools, let's look at some video options. Vimeo is one of the free tools that offers opportunities for students to input text and video. This is a tool that was used first for me by one of my students about 3 years ago. She completed a video about rocks, and they were for this Vimeo. Vimeo is a free video option for students to create presentations. It offers students the ability to input text and images in a video presentation or a video format for presentations. Vimeo offers the students a possibility of putting together text and images into a video presentation. The URL for this site will be listed at the end of this presentation, and you'll be able to see the 3-minute presentation about rocks. Many of you know about using YouTube as a presentation tool. This group elected not to use audio within the presentation. They verbally delivered these text options. So for those schools that do not inhibit YouTube videos, this is a good presentation option. And of course, it is free. I hope at some point that you will be able to look at this option. This student took a lot of time to put together this entire stop motion presentation.
Documents and pieces of evidence to prove your point.
This student did stop motion movement for her video presentation. Took a lot of time for this English teacher.
In an English class, when your teacher asks you to write a paper, she wants you to include the following elements: a thesis, a set of arguments, and pieces of evidence to prove your point.
This was very well done, a 3-minute demonstration for English classes. English teachers can use this and allow their students to use video for capturing and recapturing information, for summaries, drawing conclusions, general presentation feedback. This is one of WIC's more integrated websites where you can integrate images, slideshow, and an embedded video.
Cortez, and I am part of Team Delta. We are an education-focused group tasked to recommend and rate education fun games, or EduFun games. We hope that you will find our recommendations and ratings to be effective and helpful in your decision-making process. This game we are currently looking to is The Big Escape, which comes from tbokids.com. The Big Escape is an interactive word search game which actively engages its audience in its unique storyline, animated features, and excellent audio track. It teaches its players the parts of speech and its syntactical usages in a sentence. Please enjoy.
As you can also see, he added audio to the background of the video, made a nice complete presentation. One final tool that I would like to share with you is called Live Binders. This is a tool that allows you to collect resources, make a binder that you can share with others, embed multimedia, and use it as a presentation tool.
Hello, my name is Russell Cortez. I am currently a senior at the University of Guam. I am double majoring in English and secondary education. My hobbies consist of playing video games, playing tennis, and social networking on Facebook. Occasionally, I find something very good to read, because I enjoy stimulating my brain through text and literature. I personally love using technology, which is why I hope I learn many new ways to implement technology into my future classroom. Thank you, and please check out the rest of my little binder.
Well, all of the English pronunciation is not absolutely perfect, but it allows for animation within a tool that could otherwise be very static. As you can see, images and video can be input in various tabs along the top of the screen.
Thank you for visiting my live binder. It was a pleasure and honor to have had you as a guest. I sincerely hope that my live binder has inspired you to look for pedagogical resources online. Goodbye, and hope to see you again.
As one last bit of information, many of you have incorporated iPads into your curriculum. Some school systems have incorporated them for whole classes and whole grades. So here is one of many sites that offers information about free iPad apps that will engage your students. Hello, and welcome to my live binder. You can use this technology tool as a binder to save and store your resources that you can then share with others or select to remain private. Each link is live and can access an actual online page. I have placed all of the links for my presentation into this binder. Within each tab are sub-tabs of resources supporting educational online games, digital safety, and web-based presentation tools. Enjoy my students' projects, and please share as you deem appropriate.